Hello, NWOBHM here. Today is the 29th of February 2024. Little request if I may, and that's if I could ask you to please subscribe to the channel. That'd be great, big help, get the word out. So please do click the button if you would. And today I've got something a little bit special. Lionheart and their new album just came out a couple of days ago. The Grace of a Dragonfly. Now, this really is something, well, special and then some, really. It is the third album from Lionheart since their surprise reunion back in 2016. And, of course, they are steeped in new wave of British heavy metal pedigree, aren't they? Of course. There was that initial album of theirs, Hot Tonight, back in 1984. You know, the lineup back then with featured, you know, new wave of British heavy metal luminaries such as Dennis Stratton, Iron Maiden and others, Praying Mantis, etc. Steve Mann, Liar, Titan and many others since. Rocky Newton, next band, Wildfire, and again, you name them, he's played with them. And then after that, they disappeared. You know, Hot Tonight didn't take off too well. They broke up mid-80s and then disappeared for 30 years until 2016, when out of nowhere they got back together. Stratton, Mann and Newton still there, and they were joined in the lineup by Clive Edwards on drums, you know, himself, NWOBHM connection because he played with Wild Horses, and the excellent Lee Small on vocals. That lineup treated us to two superb albums, Second Nature in 2017 and the equally excellent Reality and Miracles in 2020. Now here we are in February 2024 and they surpass even those fine two albums with this album, The Grace of a Dragonfly. It's a real tour de force of pulsating heavy rock with some real purpose. It's got the lot here and then some on top. We've got driving heavy rockers with chunky riffs, scorching guitar work from Stratton and Mann. It does the sensitive stuff when it needs to, and you know the context of that will become clearer as I ramble on a little bit longer about what the album's all on. You know, so sensitive when it needs to be on the slower stuff. It's so well written and performed by a bunch of musicians who know the craft, and they leave it all in the recording here. It's top notch. You know, like Mann's keyboards are well placed as always. Newton and Edwards locked together so tight you couldn't get the proverbial cigarette paper between them. Lee Small's vocal work is, as ever, effortless yet sublime, particularly on the more emotional aspects of some of the songs. Then we'll get to that in a minute. We've got huge hooks and melodies which are bound throughout. You know, it's just tremendous stuff. You know, as to the songs, the running theme throughout this album is based around World War II, paying tribute to those who fought and fell, and at the same time, really, it's anti-war, really, pointing out the ultimate futility of armed conflict in general. You know, the lyrics are so well crafted to get the point over, and some of them are quite emotional. You know, they really are. They're descriptive as well. Lee Small's vocal delivery is both powerful when it needs to be and sensitive as appropriate, given the nature of some of the subject matter covered. So what we got? For example, we've got Flight 19, which deals with the disappearance of those Avenger bombers over the Bermuda Triangle. You know, that's a well-known story, isn't it? We've got This Is a Woman's War, about how women work so hard in munitions factories and the general struggle of life during wartime. The Longest Night, about London Blitz, Little Ships, the Dunkirk evacuation, and a really, really emotional and poignant Just a Man, about a farmer coming across a downed Messerschmitt Me-109 pilot somewhere in England, and the unlikely bond that they formed, including a post-war reunion. Oh, and then, of course, we've got the title track, about a young lad watching the aerial dogfights and how the Spitfires fly high with the grace of a dragonfly. So that explains the album's title. Musically, it's marvellous. I couldn't come up with too many adjectives to describe how good it is. You know, Declaration opens things up. It's slightly symphonic, with swelling keyboards and a bit of well-placed piano. Flight 19, you know, a chunky melodic rocker, as is V for Victory. This is a Woman's War, a sort of a sweeping, sensitive ballad approach, with the lyrics being so emotive and descriptive. The Longest Night, if you'll forgive me a pun, with that being about the London Blitz, is a bombastic, meaty rocker, soaring guitar work, tower of a song. The Eagle's Nest, about Hitler's Bavarian hideaway, is a little bit slower. And then The Little Ships comes in, punchy, no messing about rocker. And again, a descriptive lyric and more superb guitar work. Tremendous stuff. Just a Man, as I've mentioned earlier, very emotional. UXB, another big one. The title track is sublime as well. Given, you know, you can picture the young lad watching the sky above him and what's going on. And, you know, then the shortish outro, if you like, Remembrance, Praying for World Peace. Self-explanatory title there, and closes out a quite stunning album. So lyrically and musically brilliant, an outstanding performance from blokes who more than know the craft, and deliver here up to 11 and beyond. You know, it's much better than, if you'll forgive me a slight Spinal Tap analogy, it's much better than One Better. Steve's Mann production as well. He's such a master at that craft, isn't he? His mixing and production is flawless. And what one thing I liked in particular was on the Digipack cover on one of the inner panels, it states this album is 100% AI free. So this is all proper musicians and proper talent here. There's nothing fake going on. Tremendous. You know, I can't big it up too much what Lionheart have done here. Here we are, just 2 months into 2024, and this album will surely feature on many best of lists come the end of the year. Certainly will on mine. Just go out and get it, you know, CD, download, digital, whatever you like. Just go out and get it and enjoy it. I just can't big it up anymore, as I've said. I will put a link to it on Amazon in the description below if you want to go and get it from there, the CD and the MP3 download or whatever it is. So do it. I'm sure you won't regret it. It is a stunning album from start to finish. So that's Lionheart and The Grace of the Dragonfly. Please do subscribe to this channel before you go. That'd be great if you would, and a big help. And as always, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, and take care.